Hi, this is DEDMan. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID. Or a fake one.
Along the road ahead lies something you need. However, in order to claim it, you must lose something that is dear to you.
You know I gotta win, dearly beloved. The starting movie being a recap of sorts for Kingdom Hearts should be indicative of what's in store. There's not a lot going on with the story, but there's plenty enough for its own story. Super short recap of the final minutes of Kingdom Hearts 1 to remind you where it left off.
Along the road ahead lies something you need.
One thing I lost my shit on when I first played this was there are cutscenes with voice acting.
However, in order to claim it, you must lose something that is dear to you.
You're full of shit, Marluxia. I don't need to go to that castle at all. Symbolism! Oh yeah, I do love a slick transition.
Seriously? Me too. One look at this castle, and I just knew.
Damn, puberty hit Sora like a ton of bricks in the span of a couple of days. But seriously, Recom came out 5 years after Kingdom Hearts 1, and while the Game Boy Advance version had no voice acting, this one does, and there's nothing you can do about the ravages of time since Haley Joel Osment was 12 when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out, and, you know, had actually gone through puberty and was 17 at this point. So, he did what he could.
Hey fellers, shouldn't we shut the door behind us before we go? Sora!
Marluxia is pissed you didn't close his door. What bills are the three of you paying to heat and or cool the outside?
What? Hi, yes. Oh, yeah? I'll try some magic. Zelda! Come on. Zelda! Zelda! Come on. Zelda! Fire! Why isn't it working?
I should think it's obvious. The moment you set foot in this castle, you forgot every spell and every ability you ever knew.
Donald failing to cast any magic, and Marluxia calling him a dumbass in as many words will never not be funny. Also, this starts the trend of Kingdom Hearts finding a creative way to always reset you back to level 1.
Here you will meet people that you have known in the past, and you will meet people you miss.
Sadly, this is a thinly veiled excuse to retread a good chunk of Kingdom Hearts 1. Only this time it all has to do with memories instead of finding friends or lost hearts.
I do love Marluxia's rose petal aesthetic. Fun fact, Marluxia used to be a woman, but the developers felt having the only 2 women in the organization attempt a coup would be too sexist, so they instead just changed him to a man, but kept the pink hair and flower aesthetic.
What'd you do?
I merely sampled your memories, and from them, I made this.
That's an interesting power, but hey, whatever gets us playing children's card games. I really like the animation of cards floating in front of you, choosing one, then heading through the doorway.
There are no voice lines in the first 10 floors of Castle Oblivion while in the worlds.
Yeah, it does suck, but if they had to cut corners somewhere, isn't it better that it's in the Disney worlds that are pretty inconsequential to the main story?
I suppose you're right. How do you want to handle this?
We can just play both noises and move on. I mean, it sucks, but it doesn't really take anything away.
Yeah, okay.
Considering all the memory loss nonsense that's going on, thank you for archiving my memories. Oh no, now who will heal me at the same time I healed myself? I'm not sure why, but I'm glad Marluxia is giving us a tutorial. That's not creepy at all.
Yeah.
I like the RPG style of encountering enemies in the wild and going to a new arena to fight. For something like this, it works really well with differing between field and battle. Let's talk about the card combat for a minute. You can play cards down, and if your number is higher, you win, but if you play a low number down and the enemy's card is higher, it can break you on top of being stunned for a second. It's not like normal hack and slash, but it does make you think tactically and makes you watch what you're playing. Leveling up lets you choose between getting more HP, being able to stack more cards in your deck, and occasionally you can get a new sleight. What are sleights, I hear you ask? Well, I'm sure a familiar face will explain it real soon. In keeping with the law of the cards, you have to have the correct numbered card to pass into the next room. When you get to a story door, there's usually stricter rules in place, which to me makes this a little more fun. Ha! Donald and Goofy get summoned in and practically give Sora a heart attack. Said every Kingdom Hearts fan ever.
This is among the many instances of who are you and why do you know my name that crops up in these memories.
Looking on the bright side of things, Leon teaches you about sleights. Sleights are your powerful attacks that are not your normal combos, but things like Strike Raid, Ars Arcanum, and Firaga. Basically, any powerful move Sora knows from Kingdom Hearts 1, as well as some new ones. The downside of using sleights is you lose a card at the beginning of the stack for the rest of the battle. Occasionally you'll get your hands on trump cards, which, as the name says, turns the tides of battle towards your favor.
Hello.
What do you want?
No hogging the hero.
Then perhaps you'd like to test him.
Perhaps I would. My show now, Keyblade Master. Who am I? Oh, my name's Axel. Got it memorized?
Sure.
Axel rolls in like the snarky bitch he is and completely steals the show. There's a reason he's a fan favorite. Epic weapon summoning.
Don't you go off and die on me now.
Getting special rewards for beating bosses is always great.
But be forewarned. When your sleeping memories awaken, you may no longer be who you are now.
Axel being cryptic makes me realize even more that he's literally just Ocelot with red hair and chakrams on fire.
Oh, what are you gonna do, cast fire on him?
Whatever it is they're cooking up, we'll be able to handle it together.
Course we will. Like that creepy castle we explored together. The one with all those weird contraptions.
When was that?
Castle Oblivion is starting to take its toll on the trio. We progressively see them get worse through the game, and for the first playthrough, it can be legitimately concerning. The Moogles are back. They run the card shops where you can buy and sell cards to make your deck as beefy as possible.
Oh, how could it be?
What's the matter?
All my entries, they're gone. Every page is blank.
That puts an even greater sinister undertone to this whole thing. Not only is it their memories they're losing, but physical cataloging by Jiminy too. Poor guy, he worked so hard on that journal.
Don't worry, fellers. We might forget about where we've been or what things we've seen, but we won't forget who our friends are.
I don't know.
Come on, Sora. When you turned into a Heartless, did you forget about me and Donald?
Of course I didn't.
There you go. No matter what happens, you won't forget your friends.
Goofy makes an excellent point about the power of friendship. Sweet, we get a cloud card. Now we can use Omni-Slash.
You seem pretty intrigued by this Sora kid.
Well, he is the somebody of his bestie, so yeah.
I can't think of anything, so maybe that means that I really am losing my memories.
Wait, if you can't remember if you lost memories, then did you actually lose memories? My brain hurts.
But whatever they were, they couldn't have been very important memories, right?
Looking on the positive side, something new that was done instead of rehashing things is the brawl with a bunch of shadows to clear Geppetto and Pinocchio from Monstro.
I'm not gonna break the toy. I'm not dumb.
Larxene is just mean. She's a good counter for Axel, who's playful in a fun way, where she's playful in a dumb way.
Don't forget, Sora is the key. We need him if we're going to take over the organization.
I know that you're in on it too. But keep it under your hood, at least until the time is right.
You would have been wise to have done the same, Larxene.
First off, that's a fun twist on keep it under wraps. Second, I love how Axel is playing everyone. He's under orders to rid the organization of traitors, and he's doing a damn good job at playing the part. If there's a codec call of him with the president of the US at the end of the game, I'm gonna lose it.
Although, it seems that you're still forgetting the most important thing here. When that poor girl hears that you've forgotten her name, why, it'll break her heart.
Poor girl. Do you know her? Is she here?
Yes, she is. You see, the bad guys are holding her captive, somewhere deep inside the castle. And you obviously are the hero, so you have to go save her. Although...
Ah!
I'm a bad guy, so you have to go through me.
I know we don't get to see much of Larxene, but I love her playing with my food mentality. It's always entertaining.
Oh, it's important to you. "10 seconds ago, you didn't even know what it was."
I mean, she does have a point.
You're not as bad as I thought.
Compliments? I would recognize that skirt anywhere. Like, obviously it's not Riku. Well, not the real one since he's starting his redemption arc. But it still brings an air of suspense to the story since you gotta wonder, is that really Riku? He's got his dark mode back. What's going on?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Sure was strange. Almost like Ansem was back, controlling Rico again.
That's surprisingly not far from the truth.
Funny joke, but I do feel it's a little lazy since Halloween Town's outfit appeared.
Oh, be quiet, Neg. It literally affects nothing. Plus, weren't you complaining last video about the swimming controls? That's what I thought. One cool thing about this version of Recom is you can get 358 over 2 days bonuses.
Aha! Oh, I see now. I would have never guessed that. So sorry, Vexen.
Silence!
Predictable response.
Got him! Got him!
I love the little flourish of having a few petals scatter when Marluxia takes his hood off.
You give a challenge like that to Vexen and he'll seriously want to eliminate Sora.
That would be an unfortunate denouement.
vocabulary lessons from a bad guy.
Did you even notice? I was delving deep into your memory as we fought. And here, look what I found. A card crafted from all the memories that are locked in the other side of your heart.
Roxas shadowing.
You must eliminate the traitor.
This is nitpicky even by my standards, but I don't like the wording change here. Marluxia originally said rid us of our traitor, and that sounded way cooler.
If you remain bound by the chain of memories...
Nice.
No! Please don't! I don't want to...
Goodbye.
Damn, Axel, that was cold. Get it? Because he used fire on a nice guy? Okay, I'll see myself out.
Yo, get back here, I'm not doing the positive shit again.
Fake should be destroyed!
Buddy, do I have some bad news for you?
You want me to abandon her?
No, that's not it.
Then do whatever you want. You can lay back and take a nap for all I care. I'm going to find Nominee.
Dang it, Sora, never let a girl come between you and your buddies, especially when the castle is playing tricks on you.
Say, Nominee, have you noticed Marluxia doesn't seem to be around?
What are you saying?
Just that there's no one here who would want to get in your way.
Ocelot plays his part well as the trickster. No, damn, I did it again. I meant Axel.
Now this should be interesting. Try and make it enjoyable, Sora. It's the least you can do for me, you know.
This is another nitpick, but in the original Game Boy Advance version, Axel had said, "It's about time you gave me one hell of a show," and that line is so Axel, it's wrong to leave it out.
To be fair, they instead added in better characterization for him, showing they can feel emotions, which he thought was impossible. Also, that's some very, very subtle foreshadowing for the bombshell in Dream Drop Distance.
Sora, that was no way to...
Keep it to yourself!
Rude.
That isn't me. I'm not there. I don't really exist inside your heart. I don't exist in anyone's heart. I never have existed anywhere.
What are you saying? What's gotten into you? Weren't we inseparable? Always together? But then you had to go away. I came here so I'd never lose you again.
Was it really me you wanted to see?
This is a giant bombshell at this point. Sora has been losing his memories with nothing but Nominee in his mind, and now she's telling us she's not ever been in his memories, and that they have been manipulated since he set foot in this castle. It's a lot to take in, and I'm just realizing how weird this entry of the series is. One huge quality of life improvement is making a checkpoint between the final Riku fight and the Larxene fight. Holy crap, was that a difficult back-to-back scenario in the Game Boy Advance version.
Riku! Stop!
You are through!
I said stop!
Remember to always install a kill switch in your evil clone. I love Larxene's witch cackle. It really sells her character.
That thing lying there is just a puppet that Vexen made as an experiment. No more than a toy. It's laughable, really. It called you a fake, but it was the fabrication all along.
Irony!
She can enter, rearrange, and even create new memories of anything, even things that never happened.
If Nominee wasn't so sweet, she could be a terrifying force with abilities like that.
Don't!
Saving your friends, who aren't technically your friends, but also are.
My head hurts.
Mine too, buddy. Mine too.
Huh? It's a little late for the witch to grow a conscience.
It's never too late.
I mean, for some people...
I said it's never too late.
Maybe my memories are fake, but the promise is real to me. That's why I'll keep it.
You're such an idiot. There is no promise, and there never was. You're just delusional.
Yeah, he may be an idiot, but that's why he's so damn likable.
Must you insist on playing the hero?
Yes.
Whatever. If that's the way you want it, you're going down alone!
What if we could stop you?
Friends to the rescue.
Even if you were a bunghole to them.
Yes, Neg, it's called being a good friend.
It's also called being a doormat.
Shut up.
No. No. I refuse to lose. There's such a bunch of losers. I think I'm fainting? No, this isn't the way I won't allow.
Fun fact, in the Chain of Memories manga, Larxene is defeated by probably the most ridiculous team attack ever, with Sora, Donald, and Goofy spinning around while on Goofy's shield, while Sora and Donald cast fire and blizzard to make a sprinkler and short-circuit Larxene.
Yeah, I'm taking a point off since we can't do that here.
Yeah, but I'm putting it back on and then some because it's too funny and a point on why you should read the manga.
It's like this. I'm really not happy about you messing with my memories. But, you know, I can't really get mad at you for it either. These memories you gave me. In my head, I know they're lies. But they still feel right. Like the promise I made. I said I would protect you and that I wouldn't make you cry. Not ever. Namine, if you cry now, I'll feel guilty, like I let you down.
First off, Sora continues being a beacon of pureness of heart and positivity. Second, this is good foreshadowing that Namine is Kairi's nobody, the same as Sora feels familiar to the other members of the organization for being Roxas's somebody.
Remember the order. You must eliminate the traitor. I always follow orders, Marluxia.
Axel is trying to keep his Employee of the Month streak going, and if he's got to murder his coworkers, well, that's a small price to pay for that brand newish 2005 Chevy Malibu. That fighting cinematic is epic.
The organization's betrayed. In that name, I will annihilate you.
That line's not you.
Well, had to try it once, you know.
Trying new things.
Is that your shield? Won't do you any good, I'm afraid.
That's dirty on Marluxia, but damn, Axel, that's cold.
I wonder. Are you listening, Sora?
Oh?
Axel says he's willing to harm Namine to get me.
Marluxia is 4 parallel dimensions ahead of everyone, apparently.
Sorry, I would hate to kill the suspense.
Axel!
Axel gets a different death animation than all the other organization members, so that's a nice clue that he's not gone. Besides, people like him way too much for him to die. Right?
You've defeated Axel.
Duh and or hello.
Erase my memories. Destroy my heart. I promised. I'll always protect you. You have to believe me.
Sora!
I don't need any memories to take on someone like Marluxia.
You bet! Even if Sora forgets it all, Goofy and I won't forget.
Donald's right. He and I can remember everything for Sora.
If we had a week, I couldn't list all the reasons that won't work.
You ignorant fool. If Namine uses her powers to erase your memory, you'll be nothing but an empty shell. Your heart will no longer be able to feel or to care, just like Vexen's pathetic imitation of your Riku.
Take another guess.
What?
I love how Riku pops in like, I heard you were talking shit.
Imbeciles.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Epic weapon summoning.
As a god?
You could say that. However, what you destroyed was merely an illusion of me.
Marluxia is so extra, and I love it.
Soon the emptiness will shatter your heart. Here in this world of nothingness. As lightless oblivion devours you, drown in the ever-blooming darkness! Marluxia has an epic boss intro. Also, since he's a final boss with multiple forms, I really love the design of this form, and especially the next form. I love this design. It actually makes me very happy that when remaking this from the Game Boy Advance version, they added in a true final form for Marluxia. Him having an Angel of Death nobody looming over him is perfection in design, as well as elaborating on the vessel he was on top of originally. He also has a variety of sleights that work amazingly for a final boss fight, and can even scatter your deck to the winds. Plus, the music is oh so good. The two tracks before this, Graceful Assassin and Scythe of Petals, were both fantastic tracks for him, but Lord of the Castle is a truly epic track that fully encapsulates him as a final boss. My fun little anecdote for this one is, since I knew it would be ending cutscenes from the previous fight onward, I got up to go get a drink and I heard a new piece of music and saw there was another final fight and I just lost it. Marluxia has always been my favorite, and seeing there was such care added to making him a new form was just the best. So when you see the winds go up ridiculously, you know why. Even though Marluxia is probably, like, dead, Sora's not taking any chances.
Make me like I was.
Oh, okay. Nobody needs to keep a bunch of memories that aren't real, right? You want to remember all of the people who are really important to you. Anybody would choose that.
That's shitty manipulative behavior, and that doesn't get a pass.
But she's sad.
I don't care. It's still shitty for her to do that. It's as bad as Zoe being pissy that you chose Mia over her.
Wait, what?
It's gonna be in a future video, don't worry about it.
Well, it's a really odd but fun addition to Kingdom Hearts, but I still feel like it's missing some... Oh my god, you can play as Riku!
Turn from the light. Shut your eyes. Here, blanketed by the darkness, sleep is safety. Sleep is eternal.
Diz testing Riku while in the Realm of Darkness is a great setup for Riku's story.
This seemed like a boring place to take a nap anyway.
Since Riku doesn't have any beloved memories from Kingdom Hearts 1, his journey consists of going from world to world and fighting the same boss as Sora did, with minimal story in the Disney worlds.
Feels lazy.
You feel lazy. It's supposed to represent his regret about throwing his friends away, you horned asshole. Fighting with Riku is very interesting since you only have very limited sleights, and your deck is pre-made for each world. Also, your reload card doesn't have to be charged, so that's pretty handy. It's dependent on what world you're in, but most of the time it's an uphill battle, so this is definitely the challenge mode of the two scenarios.
Stop resisting. Accept the darkness. You have no choice. If you are to serve me again.
Riku's story both is and isn't as far-reaching as Sora's story. Riku's story is all about him overcoming the darkness in his heart after becoming possessed by Ansem. So Ansem technically isn't here, it's more of a manifestation of Riku's self-doubt and shame of betraying his friends. The darkness is still there, but this is more of a battle of wills than anything.
Oh, excuse me for being weak.
Excuse me, princess.
Only the darkness can offer to you all of the strength that you will need.
You're wrong.
That voice. Your Majesty?
Nikki to the rescue! Card duels are a new way to battle and have a few extra slights. Honestly, I'm just really glad they put the duel mechanic in here. It makes some of the harder worlds a lot more bearable. D mode is pretty damn awesome. It lets you do the awesome stuff Riku was kicking your ass with back in Hollow Bastion. We even get a couple more organization members we didn't know about.
I picked up 2 cents in the castle's lowest basement.
The use and wording of sense has always been weird to me since they never use it again. It's probably not literal where you get smelled, but it's still weird wording.
But the scent was very similar to that of the Superior.
That's clever wording. The scent being close to the Superior, which is Xemnas, the nobody of Xehanort, is of Riku, who was possessed by Ansem, the Heartless of Xehanort.
What's that scent? It's so familiar.
Do you smell it? That smell. A kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly.
One of the reasons Riku's campaign is more difficult than Sora is Riku can only be healed by Mickey cards. If those get broken or used as fuel for D mode, then you're screwed until you can find more Mickey cards.
Are you with Ansem?
You are half correct. Let us say that he is not the Ansem with which you are familiar.
Damn it, Vexen, I don't have time for your bullshit riddles.
He is Ansem, and he is not Ansem. Perhaps a nobody best conveys the idea.
Damn it, Vexen, what did I just say?
Many thanks, Riku.
Politeness.
Huh? What are you supposed to be? Surprised? I guess you should be.
That man's an imposter! That man is the imposter!
What are you saying? Isn't he just a copy of me?
More like a model. He is an example of what you should try to be. He accepts the darkness. Just like you once couldn't help but accept me.
Negative reinforcement?
The real Riku is a wimp who's afraid of the dark. What do I want with the heart of a loser?
Any objections, Vexen? After all, you do want to test Sora, don't you?
It must be done.
Larxene and Vexen pull a shh, the grown-ups are talking on Repliku.
But look on the bright side. Along with everything else in your head, Naminé will erase the memory of me knocking you flat.
Got him! Got him!
That's just amazing! It's almost like you completely made his heart from scratch. Nice touch with the good luck charm. I didn't know you could use memories to transform objects like cards into keepsakes.
Compliments?
More false memories of me will just make his feelings for Kairi even stronger than before. Because I'm the shadow of Kairi.
Naminé is hinting that she's Kairi's nobody. Foreshadowing!
Are you going to point that out every time something is foreshadowed? Especially at this point when most likely these plot points weren't even thought of?
I mean, it is one of my favorite storytelling devices, so probably?
Cast away your useless fear. Open your heart. Embrace the darkness.
And if I say no?
Then you lose both light and darkness. And disappear. I, Lexius, will not yield to the frail heart of an infantile coward. Now, stop resisting. And let the darkness in.
Badass way to start off a battle.
You're finished!
Don't mock me!
Ah!
I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt.
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Too slow.
Oh no. Hearing that familiar dual voice is all of the bad. Seeing visualization of what Riku went through while being possessed is truly terrifying, especially if he's aware of his actions while not being able to control them.
You called out my name. You have been thinking about me.
Phrasing?
Riku, fight! Don't let him win!
Riku to the rescue!
Your Majesty? Where are you? Please answer!
Now we come to the sucky part of the game where your healer ditches you. Riku realizing he doesn't even have memories of his friends while being in a recreation of his home is the final thing that pushes him over into truly realizing how many mistakes he made by abandoning everyone in pursuit of power and freedom.
All of the islands you grew up on were sundered, scattered. Many hearts were forever lost to the darkness. Because of what you did!
Ouch, that's gotta sting hard.
Fading away. Into the light.
You won't fade. You can't fade. There's no power that can defeat you. Not the light, not the dark. So don't run from the light, and don't fear the darkness, because both will make you stronger.
Make me stronger? Darkness too?
Yeah, strength that's yours. The darkness inside your heart, it's vast and it's deep. But if you can, truly stare into it and never try to look away, you won't be afraid of anything again.
All this time I've tried to push the darkness away.
You've got to just remember to be brave. Know that the darkness is there and don't give in. If you do that, you will gain strength. The kind that's unlike any other. You'll be able to escape the deepest darkness.
And I'll be able to see through the brightest light.
Follow the darkness. It'll show you the way to your friends.
Can I face them?
You don't want to?
You know I do. Of course. And I will. With my strength. My dark strength. Darkness!
I love this moment for Riku. It doesn't magically cure him of his fear of the dark, but it's a huge stepping stone towards it. He learns to walk the Twilight Road that's his, and it's fantastic character building that shows in the rest of the series, with Riku being the only one capable of wielding the darkness, and not completely succumbing to it. It seems like this is when I believe that Chain of Memories is more for Riku than Sora.
Impossible! How is it that you found me when you were there in the light?
You reek of darkness. Even the light can't block the smell.
That's what happens when you go on the cheap for your darkness deodorant. Zexion's fight is a cool addition to Recom. He uses his power of illusions to steal your cards and make illusions of himself to fight you with your own cards. Also, when you win the back, he slips in a trick card to stun you if you aren't being careful.
After all your protests, you're still like us on the side of darkness.
I know who I am.
When did that happen? You were always terrified of the dark before.
Not anymore!
I love this as an empowering moment for Riku. He's starting to get a grasp on using the darkness, but not falling into it. I love how Zexion's face says, "Oh no, he's come to finish me off."
Axel?
Wouldn't you like to be real? All you need is the kind of power that the real Riku doesn't have. If you can get that, you can be a new person, not Riku, nor anybody else. You won't just be a copy of someone, you will be unique, your own self.
Axel! What are you saying to him?
You know, he's as good a place to start as any.
You can't do this!
So sorry, Zexion. You just found out way too much.
Damn, Axel's pretty cold-blooded. You know, because...
No, that's a bad DEDMan. You already made that joke.
Your Majesty, is it you?
Uh-huh. Whoa! That tickles!
This time, you're not an illusion. I'm so glad that you can make it here.
I made a promise to you that I would find a way, didn't I?
Hooray! King Mickey is finally here, and he kept his promise.
So, it's over. Death doesn't frighten me. Good riddance to a phony life. My heart was never real. I'm sure even what I'm feeling now is probably all fake. What are you feeling? What happens when a fake dies? One like me. Where will my heart go? Does it disappear? It'll go somewhere. Maybe to the same place as mine. A faithful replica until the very end. That's okay.
You know, I really feel bad for Repliku. I mean, he's created into existence, planted with false memories, and has an existential crisis not too long after his birth. His entire short life has been nothing but false and tragic. Also, extra points to Riku for harboring no ill feelings and trying to ease the replica in his last moments.
Figures. Sora always did as he pleased. Whatever we'd be doing together, he'd find a way to slack off. Even trying to leave the islands. I did all the work on the raft by myself.
Excuse me, I got supplies for the raft as well as help build it.
I don't need my heart locked. I'm ready. I'm gonna fight Ansem.
Riku not taking the easy way out is win-worthy. It's, again, another empowering moment for him to choose facing the darkness in his heart head-on, rather than take an easy way out.
The organization will pursue you. Like a pack of hunting dogs, they will sneak up on you if they sense your presence. However, this cloak that is worn by nobodies will render their eyes and their noses useless. The ears, not so. They wear this to give themselves protection from being devoured by darkness.
The cloak the organization wears has an actual function outside of looking cool as hell.
I want you to destroy—
No way! No matter what happens, I'm gonna be right there to help you. I promise you that. Unless you don't believe I'll come through for you.
I choose to believe in you. Always, Your Majesty.
Riku even gets a lesson in the power of friendship. Also, I really adore Riku and King Mickey's relationship shown throughout the games.
Why do you accept the darkness, but still refuse me? You know you and I are similar. We both follow where the darkness leads. Indeed, we are the same. So why? Does some part of your heart still have a fear of the dark?
That's not it. The truth is, I just can't stand your foul stench. This is the end.
This is hardly the end.
This is the end, friend.
Someday, I will return!
True organization shadowing.
What are you making me choose now?
Between the road to light and the road to darkness.
Neither suits me. I'm taking the middle road.
Do you mean the Twilight Road to Nightfall?
No. It's the road to dawn.
Such a badass moment. Riku is cementing his choice to use darkness to serve the light, and also doing so while bantering with clever wordplay. It's also fun because his Keyblade is called Way to the Dawn after this line. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories originally started life as a Game Boy Advance game, and thus started the arguments and conversations of is it canon, and why the hell are they releasing it for a different system? The first question is a resounding yes. While it doesn't add a lot, unlike some of the other side stories, it's important to Sora and Riku's stories as characters. As for the second question, the main Kingdom Hearts team was working on Final Fantasy Versus 13 after Kingdom Hearts 2, so they had no time to work on other projects. That still doesn't really explain why Chain of Memories was put on the Game Boy Advance, but they did release Re-Chain of Memories a few years later, so no lasting harm done. I think. It's also the weirdest entry to the series in my opinion because of all the memory stuff it tries to convince you of. It just feels off in a way, but time travel is a thing in the Kingdom Hearts universe, so I guess it's not that weird. I do have one funny memory of my cousin swearing up and down that it was a lazy port of sorts when it first came out and refused to play it. Then I got the last laugh when he booted up Kingdom Hearts 2's opening cinematic and had no idea what was going on or who all those characters were. There's both a lot going on with the story, but not at the same time. It does do a weird revisiting thing with the memories rather than heart or friendship, with some interesting turns to go with it. Overall, I think Riku's story ended up being stronger because it starts off his redemption arc of being a shitheel in the first game. Even out to Melody of Memory, you can tell he still feels bad for it and tries to do everything possible for his friends, even putting himself at risk for being overtaken by the dark again. I really love a villain redemption arc, and this is one of my favorites. The music reuses a lot of tracks from the original Kingdom Hearts and from Kingdom Hearts 2, since this version did come out afterwards, but it did have the MIDI tracks of those first in the Game Boy Advance release, so I guess Kingdom Hearts 2 borrowed from it, which in turn got borrowed back. My head hurts now. What were we talking about? Oh, right, the music. Regardless of the source, it's all very well done again, and Recom did have Lord of the Castle as a new track, which is one of my favorites. The gameplay. Yeah, this is going to be one of those love it or hate it situations. I'm always a big fan of trying new ideas, and I never hated the card system, but I do get why it's not liked by everyone. I feel like it was a creative way to have fun, engaging gameplay while on the go, since this was originally portable. It's a good way to get some light version of tactical gameplay too. Granted, this version came out after 2, but it's still nice to see they use fun camera angles for the cutscenes they had, especially in the Disney worlds with no voice acting. The graphics aged pretty well, and as always, the art style is wonderful and colorful. In closing, I really do like Chain of Memories. It was the first game I ever bought for my Game Boy Advance back in 2004, and it does hold a special place in my heart. Maybe the card combat isn't the best, but hey, they tried something new and a lot of people weren't a fan, so they decided not to do it again. Whether it was good or not is up to personal opinion, but it's one thing above all else, and that's memorable. I'm also a fan of Castle Oblivion not just being a one-off place that's visited. If you know, you know. If not, well, we'll get to that soon enough. Thank you for watching, and try not to lose your heart out there.
What are you making me choose now?
Between the road to light and the road to darkness.
Neither suits me. I'm taking the middle road.
Do you mean the twilight road to nightfall?
No. It's the road to dawn.
It's time to
16 paranoia-filled days later.
duel!